Carl Pearson, a great statistician, writes about scientific method as the scientific method is one and same in the branches of science, and that method is the method of all logically trained minds. Now, logically trained minds means what? That a single person cannot design a foolproof method. One person designs a method, the another person finds some flaws in it, and therefore he makes some amendments into that particular method, and the method improves. So all the people of different branches of science, they work on similar method or the similar objective, and thereby they improve a method, and when the method is applicable to all sciences, it becomes scientific method. Okay, so scientific method is the method of all logically trained minds. The unity of all sciences consists alone in its method, not in material. The man who classifies, now this is a very good definition about the man of science. The man who classifies facts of any kind, whatever, who sees their mutual relation and describe their sequences, is applying scientific method and is a man of science. Now this is the statement given by Pearson, and Pearson is known for his coefficient, Pearson coefficient or correlation coefficient, that correlates the two variables in numerical term. So he he knows the importance of this relating the two variables with each other, and that's why we can see a glimpse of his views into this definition, that the scientific method describes the mutual relation between the two variables. The man who classifies facts of any kind, whatever, who sees their mutual relation and describes their sequences, is applying scientific method and is the man of science. Okay, so scientific is a very broad term, and there are two terms. So one is the research and other is scientific method, which are very closely related. We have already discussed about the research, that research is an inquiry into the nature of the reasons for and the consequences of any particular set of circumstances, whatever these circumstances are, experimentally, whether these circumstances are experimentally controlled or recorded just as they occur. Okay, so research tries to find something behind what is happening. Okay, so it is a type of inquiry behind the reasons and the consequences of any particular set of circumstances. So researcher is interested in more than particular result of their, we can say, they should be applicable to different areas of science. Okay, the philosophy common to all research methods and technique is given the name of scientific method. So let it be any discipline, but if they are following the systematic method, then that method is considered as scientific method. Okay, so scientific method is an inquiry, whereas the scientific method is the procedure of going through that inquiry and getting the probable. So scientific method is systematic interactions of facts. Systematic interactions of facts. Facts is nothing but the truth. Okay. So, systematic interrelations of facts. So whatever truths or facts we observe, how they are related with each other, that we have to find out, and which is the ideal of science. Okay, so scientific method attempt to achieve this ideal by these four things. Number one is the experimentation, number two is observation, number three is logical arguments from accepted postulates, and the combination of all these three. So, experimentation means once you have designed some logical consideration, to check this logical consideration you have to design some experiments. Now those experiments must have follow all the rules of scientific method. Okay. After doing the experimentation, the results that you get, those results are your observations. From those experiment, whatever you observe, that is observation. Now observation also has some scientific method. There are some scientific methods for reporting the observations, and from these observations you you derive one conclusion, and that conclusion is nothing but the logical argument. From observation you design a logical argument or conclusion, and this conclusion is supported by the accepted postulates. Accepted postulates means already some people must have postulated something, and you just check the correlationship of your observations with those accepted postulates. Okay. And in scientific method you apply all these things, the combination of all these things in varying proportions. Somewhere the experimentation part may be more, in other case the observational part may be more, or the making the conclusions or logical arguments, that may be more. So in varying proportion we use all these three things in the scientific method to achieve the ideal of research. Okay. So experimentation, observation and logical arguments, these are the things. And discussed about the design. So if you have any questions, the today lecture, if you have any doubts, please ask. Statistical techniques that you will be performing. Now, uh, actually, it is 8:20. So,